You need to get rid of those boxes. Are you starting now? Tell me when you're on.
I'm on.
Huh?
Oh, what's up, Lone Star and Kevin? Nick, what's going on? Figured I'd do a quick live stream while my Friday video is rendering. See what's going on with everybody. What's up, Brian, Bob? What's going on? So did you guys have to work day after Christmas? Low Ride Mig, what's up? 94 GT Coupe. Perry, what's going on? Jonathan. So did you guys work today or just me? Hey, how to Automotive Brian? What you up to? Thank you very much, by the way. I'm using OBS software. It's a free encoder software that's available online. And if you're wondering how I'm doing all the graphics and the pop-up chat, it is if you go to Nick Nimmin on YouTube, he shows you how to do all this stuff. Yeah, it was Lone Star, I'm glad you were busy because we were not. I wound up coming home early just because there wasn't much going on. Yeah, Lone Star, be safe. A lot of times Eric O goes live on my drive home, so all I can do is listen. Nice, Eric. Yeah, I wasn't making much today, so hopefully tomorrow will be better. I had the joy of working on a couple BMWs. One of which was came from another shop that couldn't figure it out. And it's got multiple problems. The headlight switch was burned out. He said he did something with a fuse for the brake lights. I couldn't find it, but half the brake lights didn't work, so it's going to need rear tail light assemblies. So $1,000 ticket on parts for just the parts for a 2000 Z3. So yeah. Everyday Fleet Tech, it's going good. I'm glad you got them. Sean, Pit Stop Auto Shop Incorporated. Beer 30, well, Coke Zero. I appreciate it on the workbench. It's been amazing. I can't believe, I'm this popular. I mean, I expected I'd be about 1,000 subscribers a year out, so I'm extremely humbled. No, I've already checked all that, Brian. Deck lid wiring was fine. It's just in the contacts for the light bulb. So, Bill, I have not used the M18 heat gun since the video. No, it's just poor connection on the. If you jiggle the passenger side or driver side one, you can get it to come on for the brake light, but you can't it won't stay in there. So cheers from Atlanta, Scott. Cigar 30. Yeah, I came home and had one of those. Inside my house in my office, so no cigar. Rodney, what's up? Yeah, it's just the connectors, the connections for the bulbs and the taillights. Yeah, no, they have never. Cody, I doubt it will light a cigar. Yeah, Europeans always have great electrical connections. I mean, I can't tell you how many BMWs I've fixed, you know, where the circuit board goes bad, the tail lights. Leon, what's up? Yeah. Sprinters have lots of issues. I mean, they're a great car for technicians because, you know, or a great truck because they have lots of problems. Perry, it is cold. I'm not going to lie. It was freezing this morning. Brian, the wrenches are holding up great. Josh is using them. Loves them a lot more than his Matco Silver Eagle set. The pry bars have been beat to snot by Jesse. The main reason I gave him to Jesse is he had like 2 pry bars left and figured he would abuse them, and yeah, he has. I'll when I do the follow up to him, I'll show you the damage they've done to his cart because he gets pissed off. Leon, I had a great Christmas. Hope you did too. Once, yeah, Rodney. The LED or the charging light, when it blows out, it doesn't charge anymore. Whew. Kevin, that's cold. I'm a former Reformed Yankee, so I'm originally from Milwaukee, so I know what cold is. What's up, New Jersey? David, how you doing? Nice, Perry. West Allis. I used to live in West Allis, by the way. Whew. Merry Christmas, Chas Auto Repair. Brian, as far as doing a video, Snap-on versus Matco, a lot of times it comes down to the quality of the tools is good. It's just the support you get from the people that sell them to you. That's why there's a bunch of Matco stuff in the shop, is because our Matco guy is very cool. I'll stick to Georgia where it was, you know, just barely below freezing. Thank you, Brian. Oh, yay. Bob T. and us looking nice working on family cars over the holiday. Engine room, glad to have you here. 35 degrees in Canada. Yay! That is cold. Negative 35 Celsius. Whew. No. Tool regrets this year. The Veris has been pissing me off a bunch. Yeah, Leon, screw you. Kevin, electrical tool demonstrations, I'm doing great. Perry, that's not a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, everyday fleet tech, yeah. It always blows my mind when people run out for bread and milk, like they're going to make sandwiches and have cereal, but never buy cereal. I never got that. Badger, what's going on? Redneck, what's up? 19 degrees in Connecticut. Yeah, Lone Star 38 is damn cold for Texas. Leon. Brian, there is times when Snap-on is better than Matco. Matco is better than Snap-on, and vice versa, or Mac. Or we actually have a Cornwell truck now, so that's kind of interesting. I have never actually had a Cornwell dealer, which is kind of weird. Yeah, 56. Yeah, I wouldn't complain, Joe. I mean, that's pretty nice. Everyday Fleet Tech. Oh, I don't know. People in Atlanta wouldn't know what to do with actually having to drive on snow. Redneck Man, Cobalts actually have been pretty good, depending on when they're manufactured. Some of theirs were junk early on, but they've gotten pretty good. They stay pretty consistent. So free tools is always a good thing. But I know a lot of people that have used Cobalt and like them. Ooh, Brian, 3 degrees with wind chill, and the upstairs neighbor had the doors open. No. Yeah, a lot of people are pumping that light from Harbor Freight. Keith and Oz Mechanics was talking about it today. Yeah, the Lone Star, the prices have been great. The Milwaukee stuff they've got on the truck are about what they sell on Amazon, so you can't complain about that. Leon, I hope you have a great 2018 as well. That comes in handy when you need a tool there, Brian. Mac guy lives next to me. I mean, Jonathan, it's going to depend on the cost difference, and I like having extra tools. One, because I tend to put stuff down places and forget where I put them, so I can go grab another one. But I mean, I can't justify buying like gear wrench, ratcheting wrenches. I can't justify spending the extra coin for the Snap-ons. I mean, I just can't. I love my Snap-on wrenches, but not enough to do the gear wrench style. I mean, Craftsman is now owned by Stanley, which owns Mac. So hopefully they will get better and their quality will come back. So, I mean, Everyday Tech, there's not a lot of hand tools that I really need. So it's kind of not one of those, I'll run out and grab stuff because I don't really use them. But, I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind trying some out, see how they are. Engine room, yeah, I haven't looked at a whole lot of their stuff as far as Cornwell. We've only had them for 2 weeks. But definitely something that gives us another option. David, no, we do not have the Pico scope. I have the Pico software on my laptop, and Pico will be something I purchase in the new year. That is for sure. I will be buying the full 4-channel scope with all the accessories. So I'm over not using a Pico. Kevin, the Hanatech scope is decent. The thing holding it back the most is the software. The launch is a rebranded Hanatech, and the biggest issue I had with it was the software through launch. I have not used the Hanatech software, which I've not heard is any better. But it'd be a good low cost option for a decent scope. Nice. Redneck Man, I have currently on my cart 2 FlexEd long, 1 Snap-on, 1 Matco. The Matco is the go-to 3/8. I've got the long Snap-on and standard length. You know, there's always nice to have another tool. Aaron, the old original US made Craftsman was pretty good as long as you were talking sockets and wrenches. Some of that stuff was made by SK. You know, some of it was made by Armstrong. So some of the stuff was really good. The ratchets always have sucked. So that's the only thing you got to worry about is the ratchets kind of do suck. Merry Christmas, Dan. Oof. PA, SSK Caterpillar toolboxes, if you're talking about sold through Caterpillar dealers, is rebranded Snap-on stuff, if I'm not mistaken. David, a Vantage Pro is a great tool. When the Vantage and the Vantage Pro came out, my Snap-on dealer did not understand them, so he never talked about them. I didn't know about them until years after, and then I had a Modus or a Modus Ultra or a Verus. So, in my upgraded battery, nice hack. What's up, Sean? It does. Blaker. I mean, it applies to a lot of different trades. You know, I mean, especially in any type of shop environment, it definitely applies. My channel does. So I appreciate you watching. We'll definitely keep it up. Engine room, that's cool. that Home Depot's doing that. Husky stuff, some good stuff too. I know Bruce Allen loves a lot of the Husky stuff, which is, you know, could be some good, you know, bargains. My Sears kind of sucks. Everyday Fleet Tack, I probably want to get, because Matco, talking about comparing Matco to gear ratchets, I really would rather have mine. My ratchet, my 3/8 ratchet is the old Armstrong manufacturing. They've since moved over to a different U.S. manufacturer that Armstrong's going away. So if I was going to do that, I'd really want to compare the new model to a new model gear wrench. But definitely something I could do. Sean, I used to have like 6 Craftsman ratchets. I think that's the highest number I had. Because at that point they didn't have a Sears near me, so I'd be across town, realized my ratchet broke. Luckily, sometimes I had it with me, sometimes I didn't, and so I wound up just buying another ratchet, and after 6, I got tired of it, and I gave them all away. But yeah, sometimes they do not want to fix those ratchets. Sometimes it's just the guy doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to mess with it. Ricardo, what's up? I haven't been into Home Depot in a couple weeks, so. Ricardo, which Modus? the original Modus, you definitely, if you're going to get one of those, I would definitely go more towards a Gen 2. But the scan part of it's getting really slow. The scope's still good. The battery's probably junk. There's companies on eBay that'll rebuild them, but they're getting pretty long in the tooth. The Ultra is a great scan tool and really good scope. Craftsman works, Aaron. I mean, I know plenty of techs that almost all their tools are Craftsman. So I don't, only thing I give, people crap about is when they use worn out, broken tools. And you're having to go behind them and fix, replace fasteners because they rounded them off. Yeah, I mean, Peekaboo. Sears is going bye-bye. Hey, JL. No, Robert, their sockets, their wrenches, and their ratchets are going to a different U.S. manufacturer. I mean, some of their stuff will be Taiwanese and stuff like that, but a lot of their hardline main Matco stuff will remain U.S. manufactured. I used to know the company's name. I forgot it, and I haven't been able to track it down. And then I need to ask my Matco guy again who it is, and because he'll tell me straight up who makes it. But it is U.S. manufactured. Diesel Dr. Matt, what's going on? Oh. So since you guys are here, I will give you a little sneak peek. Yeah. Sneak peek. Tomorrow's video is a giveaway. So, I'm giving away a orange Matco little mini toolbox. So make sure and enter to win that as long as you're in the U.S. Aaron, yes, we do work on rusty cars. Not as much as up north, but we get a lot of transient residents that have moved from up north. So, yeah, we do get unfortunately, a lot of rusty cars. We've been getting a lot more lately. So, unfortunately, the torch does come out a little too often for a southern shop. I don't know what you mean, Robert, by Matco will likely be Stanley now, I take it. I don't know what you mean by that. They've always been a toolbox manufacturer. Matco actually stands for Mac Allied Tool Company, which was originally started with the brothers of Mac. One was the hardline business and the other was a toolbox line. That's where they basically made their start in the world. Barrett, happy holidays. Redneck, I don't mind dropping gas tanks. It's my least favorite are usually I hate heavy line and that kind of stuff just because it bores me. So I'll do engines is my least favorite. Stanley bought Craftsman. They already own Mac and Black & Decker and all that. Yeah. Brian, yeah, San Diego, you ain't getting rust there. Peekaboo, I have never used a mini ductor. It's on my list of wanting to get, but have not. Wandering, hello, Maryland. When I used to travel, I used to love going to Maryland. Yeah, as long as they're not full of gas. Yeah, I hate dropping gas tanks full of gas. That sucks. Yeah, it never fails. You get a bad fuel pump, and the first thing they do is fill that sucker to the brim. You know, you don't need 5 gallons. You need, 20. Well, hopefully in the engine room you can win it. So, yeah, I'll be doing a live 2 weeks after the video goes live tomorrow. And you can win the little orange toolbox. Brand new in the box. So, good luck, everybody. Yeah. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of rust in New Hampshire. Hate rust. Oh. Aaron in Georgia, I mean, we don't have a lot of rust to deal with, so yeah, most exhaust just comes out. Nice. Actually, technically, I have, because our former service advisor, I did a video of a time lapse of working on his BMW. He went to work doing copy for a parts company, so he actually watched the time lapse of me working on his car. I don't mind wiring. I like repairing wiring. It's interesting to me, I guess. Least favorite brand to work on, Mercedes or Jaguar, probably. Brian, way too often, because of the transient nature of Atlanta, people moving from out of state. We have unfortunately had to use a torch a good bit. I mean, a couple months ago, I had to use it like 3 times in one day. So it can be fun. Woohoo! I hate the smell of burning rubber when you're using a torch. Yeah, I mean, it's almost all northern cars or purchased through like CarMax and something like that, and it's rusty. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I hate sob stories. Always nightmares with parts. We had a plastic hose break on one. It was $80 to get it from the dealership. Surprisingly, they still had it, but it still sucked because it was like that long. As I get it near the screen, and it was $80. I don't do a whole lot of in the shop stuff, so I haven't had a whole lot of customers. Nobody's commented that's my car or anything like that, other than the former service advisor. Sup, Fuzzy Wuzzy? Mercedes are gravy until you get into security issues. Then they suck. Volvos can be nightmares. But yeah, the nuts and bolts of Mercedes are fine, but once you get into, security stuff, we can't sell you that part because it's security related. How is that security related? I mean, 3 times a day would be a good day, yeah. In Georgia, it sucks. So, our shuttle is actually a Volvo. My boss actually works for Volvo. But we don't actually see a ton of Volvos. We, BMWs, Toyota, Hondas, Acuras, you know. What's up, Beer Stud? Sob stories, yep. Yeah, not much fun. Our former low man on the totem pole can give you many sob stories. One included 5 comebacks on one power steering line. I mean, Robert, I know lots of flat rate techs that are up north. You just got to know how to deal with it and be efficient. Tesla, they don't let us touch those. I mean, they all go back to the dealer, so I can tell you right now, don't lift one up without putting it in service mode. We found that out the hard way. I used to work at a Volvo specialty shop, and he had all the manuals for the cars he worked on, except dealer-installed accessories, which was cruise control. And I had to diagnose a cruise control problem. And so I had to figure out how the system worked and all this, and the module that it needed was $400 and 2 days out, and luckily that's what fixed it. I mean, but I was triple checking on that one. XC90 is still Subaru engines. They've always been Volvo engines. Oh God, air suspension. Norman, what's up? I hate air suspension. I just did like 2 weeks ago. I did a conversion on a Navigator, getting rid of the air suspension because he didn't want to buy a compressor and 2 bags. What up, Ozzy? Yeah, Mercedes do tend to be overcomplicated, but people seem to like them. Todd, I can see that. No, I'd prefer to stick it on the ground stuff. I don't. I've done enough RV and truck wiring to deal with that stuff, and having to do continuity tests and hoping it's not rubbed through in a certain part of a line. I have not a hatred for Subaru, but a kind of dislike for them. Timing belts all day long, but a lot of stuff is just kind of weird on them. Aaron, we do not have a WeTech. I've been bugging my boss to get one for a while, so hopefully. Oh, air suspension on Mercedes, gravy. Gravy, gravy, gravy. I will admit that there, Brian. Gravy. We see one Porsche, and let me rephrase that. We see a handful of Porsches. One 911 and a bunch of the Cayennes is about all we see, which basically are Volkswagens. Yeah, WeTech too. But yeah, we still don't have WeTech yet. Hopefully. We unfortunately have been seeing a bunch of Chrysler products, and WeTech would have come in handy on several of them. But he hadn't popped for it yet. Hopefully. Georgia, we don't get a whole lot of brake lines. Luckily, we don't. Don't know on hydraulic rear shock. Yeah, actually, I think they did. Brian, what inspired me to start doing it? Nobody was doing it. Nobody was talking about, you know, the issues that YTech, WeTech, whatever. Nobody was doing videos specifically for the technician. Everybody was going more towards the DIY market. Like Eric the Car Guy would touch on technician stuff every now and then. You know, Charles from Humble Mechanic would touch on it here and there, but nobody's channel was dedicated to technicians. And, you know, I've mentored, you know, tons of young technicians over the years. And, you know, I kept seeing, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I watch a ton of it, and nobody out there really did anything for these young technicians coming up. I mean, Scanner Danner, his channel is educating them on the diagnostic end of it, but, you know, that's a small part of it. The working on car stuff is stuff that you can learn. It's the stuff that can be very expensive for your career financially. I mean, that's why I talk a lot about, you know, money management in my videos, because that's a huge part of being a young technician, is you have to pay your bills along with buy tools and that kind of stuff. So it kind of became a, you know, nobody's doing it, and if nobody's going to do it, I should, just to help these young technicians out. 802, Merry Christmas. Yeah, there was companies that used hydraulic suspensions. It was big over in Europe. I think Citroen was the biggest one that did it. So Sean, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is there's a million DIY channels, and I mean, I mean, it's you know, my channel's dedicated for you know, technicians, not, you know, some guy working on his car. I mean, a DIYer can watch my channel. I don't have a problem with it. Well, Michael, I show up to get paid. I don't go to work to, you know, sit on my ass and not make any money. So every job is a game. It's just how much you get out of it. Yeah, Nestor. I'm not commenting on Nestor. Rodney, I wish the same thing. I mean, there was so much stuff I learned the hard way. And I definitely appreciate it. I have watched Ratchets and Wrenches. I haven't watched it recently. I'm so far behind on YouTube, it's not even funny. Cameron, I'm glad I've taught you a few things, and hopefully I'll teach you a few more. Oh, well, I mean, active hydraulic suspensions, you know, GM has used that for years. You know, BMW uses it. Mercedes using it, but he's talking about the old, with the hydraulic pump that actually pumps up the suspension instead of like an airbag or a shock. Yeah, I mean, there was a gap, and, you know, up yours, what's going on? You haven't been real active on Instagram. What's up with that? Yeah, magnetic shocks. Yep. Yeah, GM's used that system for many years. Stupid expensive shocks when you got to replace them. You know, Cadillac has done so many weird things with over-engineered cars. I mean, they kind of get on my nerves as far as yeah, I don't want to get in all that drama. I don't see the point in it. I mean, I don't like drama at work. I mean, I want, you know, I don't see the point in drama. I mean, it just pisses everybody off. And I mean, somebody goes after me, I'm like, whatever, go away. Norman, I appreciate it. Well, Benny, keep us updated on that Trans Am. I want to know what you run in that. Yeah, he did. Because Eric found out how much money he could, that he could make money on YouTube. That's what started Eric the Car Guy. I mean, Cameron, I appreciate that. I mean, there's many tools that are just have their name slapped on, a tool truck and sold for much more. And then there's other tools that really there's no replacement for buying on the truck. Ugh. Flat rate on hot rods is a bad idea, unless you're doing just straight time where you bill as you work on it. That might not be a good way. See, I never watched David's Farm. I came in the era of Eric the Car Guy, so. Oh, bad service writer is a bad thing for a shop. Yeah, I mean, David's Farm and Scotty were the big dogs back in the day. But, we've got, the boss is one service supervisor, and we just hired new guy, and I've known him for several years, so I was quite happy he was coming on board. So he does a good job. I don't watch Scotty. I never could stand him. I mean, he makes videos that people watch though, so he must be doing something right. Yeah. Dave's locked up. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, Brian, I mean, if you're a specialty shop and know how to bill classic cars and know they're going to be that picky and price accordingly, yeah, you can make money, but not much. I mean, it's I every time I've touched a classic car, it's turned into a nightmare, either with billing or parts or whatever. 802, no, I'm not part of any union, and nor would I ever want to be. Cool. I used to work on medium-duty trucks back in the day. Oh. Pug Life, yeah, I've Woohoo, 71 FJ. Yeah, I mean, it's performance stuff is, cool and all, but yes, I can work on carbs. I used to fix feedback carbs back in the day, or replace them for regular carbs. The problem with carburetors in today's day and age is everybody's used to fuel injection. So you can never get a carb tuned to the point where it drives like a car with fuel injection. And that's what everybody thinks they're supposed to drive like. You know, I mean, back in the day, you had to crank up your car and let it sit there and run for 10 minutes before you tried to pull away. So, no, I don't like working on classic cars. I mean, it just turns into a nightmare, and you know, like I had one Oldsmobile, no, it was a Buick, and put it on the lift, picked it up, and the whole front end tipped down because it was so rusty. Yeah, Brian, he can't fix anything in 4 minutes. Yeah, see, when I was, trying to decide where I was going on medium duty versus cars, nobody around here had equipment or was willing to pay in medium duty heavy truck, and like cars paid better at that point. I mean, it might be different now, but back then, I mean, locally, I should say. And it was, going to a shop with, barely a jack that'll pick up a truck and, an engine gantry, and that was it, all the equipment they had. Maybe a press. Like, no, I'm done. God, they did, Brian. They sucked so bad. I mean, I got good at fixing the Quadrajet especially, but it just got to the point where I mean, they're just such junk. I've all that knowledge is gone. I forgot all that stuff. You want me to fix the feedback? Screw you. Let me rephrase that. I got them to run as good as they did from the factory, which wasn't very good anyway. Nice, Ozzy. That's cool. Nice, Benny. Yeah, but the engines that had feedback carbs sucked so bad anyway. It really didn't matter. Oh, yeah. Put some paint thinner in your gas tank. It'll fix that 420 code. Nice. I mean, a union can be good in some ways and really bad in other ways. I mean, you're going to get paid well. You're going to have good benefits. It's just all the other BS that goes with it that might screw you in the end and wind up having the shop close and move out. I mean, look at Detroit. I mean, the fall of Detroit is really, I don't want to get political, but a lot of it was caused by UAW. Oh. Yep, throttle body. Hated those two. How long have I been a tech? 25 years. Night, Norman. I mean, Johnson, there's still some Michael Johnson. There's still some PM out there, but Chrysler is probably one of the worst manufacturers as far as that kind of stuff. If you had to do a Chrysler minivan lock actuator and the sliding doors, those suck. Yeah, yeah. You and me both, Brian. Yeah, that is one of the issues with the Union. Nice, Daryl. Reliable, yeah, nice, but no power and not great fuel economy. Yeah. British sports car oil leaks, normal operation. We don't work on Mercedes. One of the biggest issues with Mercedes is all of their diagnostic information is built into their scan tool. So if you don't have their scan tool, it's a lot harder to get diagnostic information. But if you got $26,000, you can get a Mercedes tool. Yeah. Michael, I was in the middle of it, trying to do it with the door on, and I said, screw this. I took the door off and posted on Instagram, this sucks. And David at Motor City Garage goes, please tell me you took the door off. Yes, I did. Those are just stupid. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things about Mercedes, and with it was 1% to 2% of our vehicles that we serviced, and it just wasn't worth it. We literally compete with Mercedes-Benz of Buckhead up the road from us, and it was like, why are we going to spend $27,000 just to fix a handful of cars? So we just cut them out. Coolest drivetrain swap I've seen, probably an LS into a Prius. I mean, that's makes no sense whatsoever, but you had to work at that one. Can't say I've seen a lot of 4Runners with the chain case leaking. I'm not impressed with the 4.0 at all. The newer V6s from Toyota are not good. They do emissions testing in Metro Atlanta, Savannah, and Macon. So Metro Atlanta is emissions area. POS into a POS, body man. 2000 5.9, one of the original 5.9, one of the most bulletproof diesel engines out there. But I like the Duramax and the power, the 7.3 Power Stroke and the 6.7 Power Stroke seems to be pretty good. Why would you swap a North Star into anything? Be swapping that out of a Cadillac. JP Magazine editor years ago swapped a Short Star, which is the Oldsmobile V6 version of the North Star, into a DJ. And it was like a total nightmare. And I'm like, why the hell would you do that? Yeah. Now the 6.7 Cummins has a lot of issues though, but the 12 and 24 valves are good. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna doing good. Well, the Cummins is great. The rest of the truck sucks. I'm fixing to get off, Benny. I need to go get some food and smoke me a cigar. So I think I'm going to end it here, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Watch for my little mini toolbox giveaway tomorrow morning. And thanks for watching, guys.